There we go. There we go. So, as we usually do, we begin with the record of the studio, because remember I mentioned that this was the swan song of Snowblind Studios. And this is something that gaming press and the users in general don't pay attention to. And this is something important that's why I always take the time when I begin a new analysis to do this, because people always they never associate a game with the developer, if you know what I mean, most of the time. For example, most people don't know about the developer behind the Gears of War or Halo or whatever. Or in the case of Sony, the different studios, God of War, uh, Infamous, Uncharted, the exclusive games. But in general, also Nintendo, well, in the case of Nintendo, it's their different development departments. But well, the point is that people usually never associate the developer with the game, and this is something important. They mostly know the publishers most of the time. For example, this game, as you know, it uses the Lord of the Rings uh, license. It uses its license, so it's published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment, as you can see there. Can you see? Yeah, you can see it. As you can see there, as you can see, Snowblind Studios ended up being a subsidiary before ceasing to exist. I think you can read it. This is basically the Wikipedia article that has the information. Fortunately, Wikipedia has become a bit more accurate in the past years, so yeah. As you can see, Snowblind Studios was an American video game developer located in Kirkland, Washington. They were founded in 1997, specializing in role-playing video games, right? As you can see, they had experience with this, but they weren't traditional role-playing games. Remember, with the complete history, the integral history of PC game genres, and we had classic RPG, isometric action RPG, blah 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 blah. Yeah, right. Modern RPG, MMORPG. In the case of this studio, in case you've recognized it, this is interesting, the fate as well. We'll get there in a minute. As you can see, if we scroll down a bit, here you'll have the information that they developed the Dark Alliance game engine, the Snowblind engine. They created their engine, and they developed... Basically, as you can see, they created some games before for the Nintendo 64, but allegedly, basically, their legendary game, their kind of like the stepping stone of their career, the signature of this studio was indeed Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. This was an isometric action RPG developed, as you can see there, for the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. I covered this during the integral history of PC game genres. We're talking about isometric action RPG. It's a period of time in which Diablo proved that real-time combat was possible by turning the internal clock of the games down to zero, of RPG games down to zero. This was a breakthrough, because before that, before Diablo 1, all RPGs were classic RPGs like Baldur's Gate. I always tell this story because it's important, which were turn-based. Think about Baldur's Gate, all of the Infinity Engine games, right? Diablo 1, and after Diablo 1, Snowblind Studios developed Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. However, you must have noticed something interesting, something peculiar about this. That even though this is an isometric action RPG, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, even if it is an isometric action RPG, it wasn't released on PC. It doesn't use, this is something that I've talked about during the integral history of PC game genres, it wasn't a point-and-click variation of the isometric action RPG genre. right? Something similar to what happened later in 2012 to Dungeon Siege 3, an important game that we also need to showcase eventually. You would control these games with a joystick, not with a mouse and keyboard. They were exclusively only developed for the PS2 and the Xbox. And yes, even nowadays, we have an enhanced version of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2, fortunately, because Dark Alliance 2, as you can see, Dark Alliance 2 wasn't developed by then, because the license changed hands. But well, nowadays, fast forward, we have on PC both Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. Excellent games that I highly recommend. Even on PC, they are meant to be played with a joystick. Right, that's a huge difference. It's a variation of the isometric action RPG genre. We have the traditional Diablo experience, which is point and click, and this one, which is uh, controlled through a joystick. Non-point and click isometric action RPG, to be precise. Alright, after that, they developed this game, which is a game that I don't have access to because it's exclusive to the PS2. I have a PS2, but well, I don't have the connections or anything. Besides, getting this game is extremely difficult, and blah blah blah. Which is Champions of Nora, Realms of EverQuest. Yes, this was a spin-off of the EverQuest MMORPG and the franchise in general. Then we have Champions Return to Arms, also both of them exclusive to the PS2. These two games are amazing games. I've seen them in action, which are like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2, which isn't here because it wasn't developed by Snowblind Studios. Then we have this weird entry that I honestly haven't tried, which is Justice League Heroes, but it's also an isometric action RPG with non-point and click gameplay mechanics, right? Developed for the PS2, the Xbox, and the PSP, which was the version that eventually I would like to get, right? It was the version that I would get, that I would eventually get. It was that version. So yeah, but it was similar. I've seen gameplays of this, and it's the same. Isometric action RPG with non-point and click gameplay mechanics, right? And look at the dates. Look at the dates, people, just so we have a track record of the studio. As I always say, this is important because people, most of the time, 99% of the time, they play games just like they watch movies without knowing the developer behind it. In the case of indie studios, fortunately, they somehow nowadays get to learn who created the game because Steam lists them. But in the case of these old school games, people most of the time don't know the story, the whole story behind the studio. And that's important because if you like a game developed by Snowblind Studios, you'll probably like all games developed by them, and you will probably understand why some games nowadays have certain gameplay mechanics. More of that in a moment, once we finish with this. Once we finish listing all of our games. Here is the game that we will analyze in the coming days. The Lord of the Rings War in the North. Here we can see a huge change, a generational change. Here we are talking about the 6th generation. 99% of their games, as you can see here, well, except these two for the Nintendo 64, more or less, their main games, all of their main games, all of their game engine prowess, everything was developed during the 6th generation. And here we have isolated several years after their main period of activity, let's say, their prime, they developed this isolated game, The Lord of the Rings War in the North. The Lord of the Rings War in the North. An isolated case developed during the 7th generation, as you can see, PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. They developed this isolated case, and it was their last independently developed game as a Snowblind Studios. Now you'll see something that will tell you that the developers weren't simply fired from the company, as you'll see in a moment, fortunately. But yes, as a Snowblind Studio, independently developed, this was their last game. Released in 2011, as you can see there. It's a pretty isolated and special case what we're gonna analyze today. They acquired the Lord of the Rings franchise here to do this game. They got the license. They temporarily got the license. And after that, hey, I didn't know about this one. There was a Game Boy Advance version of Justice League called The Flash, which used its own engine. See, they developed a separated engine for the PS, and a DS version did the same thing. Oh, okay. Right, I didn't know about that. Well, okay, here. Next thing, next topic, which we need to address. Fate. As you can see here, this is something that I like about Wikipedia because it tells you the ultimate fate of the developer. Merged into Monolith Productions. Interesting, right? Interesting. Monolith Productions. Who is Monolith Productions? So, it was a subsidiary of Warner. Well, no, it wasn't. It was an independent game developer. After the Lord of the Rings War in the North, it didn't sell very well. The game simply, the license of the Lord of the Rings must have been expensive, for sure. And after that, they ceased to be independent. They became a subsidiary of Warner Bros. Interactive Games, and they were merged into Monolith Productions. Remember what I told you. That it's important that to know about this, the complete story of all of these game developers. Well, you'll see right now. It has to be somewhere over here. What do we have here? The Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. A game that I completed 100%. I did every single side quest, every single collectible, because I loved the previous game that I played back in. I think I played it in 2012 instead of 2011. And this one I played it some 3 years ago, 2019, something like that. In this game, you can see all of the talent of Snowblind Studios. Though it's developed under the seal of Monolith Productions, Monolith Games, I think. Monolith Productions, I was right. And then we have the second game called Shadow of War, Middle-earth Shadow of War. And sadly, after 2017, they haven't developed anything else, which is horrible because their games are amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed Shadow of Mordor. I haven't tried Shadow of War, but I can assure you these two games, if you liked them because they are much more recent, you need to play War of the Rings. See why it is important to know about the complete story of the developers, because they were merged into Monolith Productions. They continue to develop games. Fortunately, this is a happy story, considering most of the developer stories related to the gaming industry are always a bit more sad, because they most of the time they always end up either defunct or with the independent company absorbed by another company like this, but without being able to continue with their legacy, kind of like developing completely different games, right? Because at that point, it's the upper ranks, the directors of Warner Bros. Games, could have said simply, do something different, something completely different. We don't care about that. We don't care about about the legacy of the Snowblind engine and War of the Ring, and no, they allowed them to develop Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor, remember, for the I think it was developed during this. Yeah, here. It was kind of like an intergenerational game at the end of the life cycle of the PS3 and the Xbox 360 2014. It's one of the last games alongside the second modern Tomb Raider game, if I remember correctly. That one was only for the Xbox 360. It was more or less like that. And then also the PS4 and the Xbox One version. But you also have it on PC. I don't know why there's no PC version here. I don't know why there's no PC version here listed because. Ah, yeah, here, PC. Yeah, alright. They separated them. My bad. Yeah, you have both of them on PC. Amazing games, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War. But well, the point is that if you like them, this is the origins of Snowblind Studio, the swan song of Snowblind Studios, and their origins in the Lord of the Rings series. I don't know why this game was so ignored. I played it back in the day, as I've said. For me, it was an excellent game. Perhaps a bit short, but it was excellent. And today, we will have the pleasure of exploring it and analyzing it. I'll do an analysis, something that I didn't do back in the day, back in 2012. So we are gonna analyze the gameplay mechanics, the graphics, everything, just like we always do with our 5-pronged system. We will continuously analyze it, then we'll get to the final analysis, and award the qualification for this amazing game. But as you can see, the track record of Snowblind Studios is pretty important. It is pretty important because, first of all, it was the studio responsible for adapting non-point and click gameplay mechanics of isometric action RPG games, Diablo clones, for those of you who would rather use the most common name on the internet. They adapted those mechanics to consoles. It's important because they created a variation of that style, of the classic Diablo point and click style, which was then replicated in a lot of games that I've already talked about, that I've already covered in the first part of my integral history of PC game genres. We're not gonna go all over those again. Alright, in terms of reviews, we have a problem with this game that you must be seeing right there. It's in red, so yes. This game, I bought it digitally on Steam here. Back then, not 2012, not 2011, not 2012, because I played it on my PS3. But then, some years later, I got it, and thankfully I got it. I bought it here because now, as you can see, notice the Lord of the Rings War in the North is no longer available on the Steam store. I don't know if it's license problems, whatever, you cannot get it on Steam. Here you can see Snowblind Studios, the developer, the publisher Warner Bros. Interactive. November 1st, 2011. Action meets RPG. As you can see, it blurs the line between hack and slash and RPG. So yes, it's a game that is difficult to classify. You'll see once we get to the game mechanics. But here, thanks to this user, and no wonder this is the most voted review, Gengarbarian, there are plenty of other reviews detailing the various technical problems you can run into. If you're just looking for a way to buy it, GameStop has a Steam keys available on their website right now for $20. The date of this review is November 30th, 2022. So, most probably, here we have the solution how to get the game. Why this game isn't on Steam? It's not on Steam anymore. It's such a good game. Shame on you, Steam. Shame. Yeah, there's probably some kind of licensing issue with this game because it uses the Lord of the Rings franchise. I don't know. But well, as you can see, it has very, very positive reviews. Both the recent ones, only 18, and all reviews, very positive as well. However, if you've been paying attention, here you can see that Metacritic awarded the we are gonna do an objective analysis regardless of the track record of Snowblind Studios, but clearly I've completed this game once and I can assure you that I highly doubt, maybe it's nostalgia, maybe I changed my opinion while I play the game, but if I remember the gameplay mechanics correctly, I remember them correctly, the 66, it's a bit misleading. What a surprise! What a surprise! The professional game press, a bit misleading. Here you have Metacritic, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, I did a job of searching it for you. These are not all of the reviews. There are many more. Here you can see that there are a lot of mixed reviews responsible for that 66 that you see there. As I always think, as I always say, the reviews by the users are a bit more accurate. But even so, they awarded it a 7.2. I think you cannot see it because I'm obstructing it. But well, the user score right here, it's a 7.2. So we have 66, 7.2, yellow, middle ground. We don't know what to do. It's a dubious case. I love these cases. I love these cases in which I've already played the game, so I can assure you that it's dubious. I don't have a preconception because I played it more than 10 years ago, so I hardly remember anything in detail. If I had to say one thing, it's that it blurred the line between hack and slash and action RPG, and I think it was rather short. But yeah, these are the cases that I love to analyze. Because I remember that London, that Hellgate London, the base version, had a 6 as well, something like that in Steam and Metacritic. All of the reviews were yellow as well. Pretty similar case. All of the reviews were yellow. More or less same generation, more or less same year of release, 2007, 2011. It's not that much of a difference. Pretty similar characteristics, let's say, pretty similar comments by the users. Everything extremely similar. These yellow cases, they are always dubious and shady. So yes. I think this is PC. Let me see if the Xbox 360 version has different scores. No, pretty much the same. The Xbox 360, 61, 7.3. Let's see PS3. 61 Metascore, user score, the same. PS3 more or less the same. 63. The critics, the gaming press, people who don't play a lot of video games precisely. User score, people who play many more video games, 7.0. Well, it's as you can see, it's a dubious case, the one I bring to all of you today, right? So let's find out the truth. Let's find out the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out the truth. Some small disclaimers before we begin. I've read over at PC Gaming Wiki that this game supposedly has some technical issues, some crashes when running on Windows 10. I've read it. It hasn't, honestly, it hasn't happened to me. I'm not using any compatibility mode yet. Um, so well, if the game crashes, you know why it is. I will eventually stop the stream, fix it, and then I return uh, next week with that problem fixed. But so far, I've tested it, and I am positive about the impressions. Uh, it hasn't crashed. It hasn't crashed. Um, and the other problem was supposedly it was a Windows 10 problem that it used to crash. It didn't crash on me, but supposedly it could crash. And then there was another problem with well, I don't know what it was, but it so far it hasn't happened to me. Then I'll review it. Maybe I can see it. It was a Windows 10 compatibility issue. That one I remember it. And there was another thing. But well, as you could see, we covered the whole story in a short intro, 30-minute intro of Snowblind Studios. So you see more or less the track record of it. Yeah, that it's not available digitally on Steam. Blah 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 blah. It does support unlocked frame rates. Here it is. Some players report bright flickering effects during chapter 3 and 6 of the game. I haven't got to those, so I honestly don't know. Frequent crashes on Windows 10, conflicts with Windows 10's tablet services, resulting in frequent crashes until they are shut down, but I don't think I have those. Here, this one. This one. Move the Steam install of the game to C drive. Sometimes the game may immediately crash to desktop in Windows 10 when installed on disk drives other than the C drive. I don't have it on the C drive, so that second crash could happen. Right? Let's see if those technicalities are actually a thing. If they're on PC Gaming Wiki, I am pretty sure they are. But well, maybe we are fortunate and they don't happen. As you can see here, I will play. We will also test Xbox One wireless joystick compatibility. So that's why you see that I'm a bit behind right now, and that the camera is a bit changed uh, according to what we usually see. So perfect, 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 perfect. Let's begin. Uh, since this is the first time, we will do a cold boot of the game. Uh, they are the same files from 2015, 2014. I think I downloaded it from Steam. I don't remember. Perhaps even earlier. And well, let's do a cold boot of the game to see if it works. I've already done this. Of course, I've tested it. That at least it opens and everything. So let's see. Here, as I was mentioning, here have Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, and here this is a recent game that I also wanted to briefly comment on, which is Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, which is inspired on Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2. As you can see, the Dark Alliance series got a recent release, just in case you are also interested. But it was developed by a different developer. We won't get into that right now. Today we are gonna analyze the Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring. I did a full cover. I covered all of the PC game genres that you can see here. Uh, Last week we did the integral history of PC game genres, just in case you're interested. Everything that you see here, and as you can see here, I have the Lord of the Rings, War in the North, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War. I have it assigned to the hack and slash genre, the category here of this row that we covered. because I played Shadow of Mordor recently. I mean, recently, some 3 years ago, 2019, something like that. And this one was definitely hack and slash. Sorry, action adventure hack and slash, pretty similar to Assassin's Creed. It doesn't have a deep item customization system, so it leans towards hack and slash. Uh, so yeah, and this one, if I remember correctly, it was a pretty similar case. So yeah, we won't see. It has an inventory. This one, I think it doesn't have an inventory, if I remember correctly, but it's extremely simplified. It's extremely simplified, and when the inventory is extremely simplified, um, pretty much it leans towards action adventure slash hack and slash. Things like Assassin's Creed, Batman Arkham. Some people call Batman Arkham, for example, beat 'em up, 3D beat 'em up, but I would still say that 3D beat 'em up is much more similar to hack and slash, regardless of the combo system. It's a personal take. As you can see, we'll do a cold boot this time. Snowblind Studio, New Line Cinema. Pro Probably the reason why. As you can see there, this is interesting. When I saw this, it's the same logo that appears in Shadow of Mordor. It even says Middle Earth Enterprise there. Okay, first cold boot. Yeah. First thing that you notice is that even if I have my Xbox One, it is an Xbox One X joystick from 2017, which I think it's much better than the Series X joystick, because the Series X joystick doesn't have kind of like defined curvatures and those things, because it doesn't have defined uh, features. Well, as you can see there, the Xbox 360 bottom, yeah, bottoms instead of the Xbox One or the PS4. And I think I cannot the mouse. Well, let's see. Here you can see it. But as you can see, it works. Calibrate screen settings? No, no, I've already done that. Okay. I know it looks a bit blurry. Don't worry, this is an old school trick that developers did. This is actually a video, what you are looking at right now. Trust me, the game looks amazing. And when I say amazing, it's better than any game from the 7th generation here, because of course, here you're looking at the game at 1440p, downscaled to 1080p because of the stream. But the textures, trust me, they will look extremely sharp, not only because of this, because of the settings. As you can see, I have everything on maximum. I'll do this only once, don't worry. The second part of the walkthrough, I won't cover all of this. So yes, here you can see, always play your games in full screen. I've seen a lot of people playing them nowadays, and there's this trend of playing them in windowed full screen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Play them on exclusive full screen. Trust me. If you'd like an explanation, then I can give it to you. But if you want any explanation, I can give it to you. But it's not today's case. As you can see, everything is on maximum, except for the depth of field. Sorry, I hate depth of field. I also hate motion blur on first-person games, but I like it on third-person games. Something like Rise, Son of Rome. Depth of field, I hate it. I hate it everywhere. So no depth of field. Sorry. The rest, you'll see that the game has pretty interesting effects that I'm going to highlight soon enough, if I remember them. And please pay attention also to the sound. I'll highlight this as we play, so you can perceive it, so you can notice it, kind of like in action, in case you don't notice it by yourself. But as you can see, everything is on maximum. The game has plenty of graphical options. I'm saying this because, as you could see in the reviews, the PC port is heavily criticized. Let's see if it saved my audio, because I changed. Yeah, it saved my audio. It saved my audio. Input settings, blah 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 blah. We don't need mouse sensitivity. Damage numbers on. This is something that all games should have. A feature to turn damage numbers on and off, because some people hate them, some people love them. As you know, I am a lover. I'm absolutely in love with damage numbers. I would add damage numbers to all games. Not the Japanese ones, kind of like the ones from Final Fantasy 16, for example, the ones that they showed, or in general something like Sword Art Online. No, I like the Western MMORPG numbers, kind of like with the arc and everything from South Korean MMORPGs and also Western MMORPGs. No subtitles. Well, disclaimer: if you have kids, the game does have gore, and it has a pretty interesting type of gore. As you can see, you can change it from internet to LAN here. It doesn't change anything here. Save and go back. As you can see, it saves the settings. I left that option to show you that it does save the settings. And as you can see, if you play with the mouse, you won't see the Xbox 360 logo in the upper right corner of the screen, but well, that's a detail. Basic premise of this game. Well, you'll get it as we play. It's a classic Snowblind Studios game. So, let me put the stream on performance mode now that I see that my voice is being properly recorded, because I had to adjust the volume of the voice, because this game has something, as I've said, particular with the sound, which are the impacts of your you'll see the impacts of your blows. So we'll put the stream on performance mode, so you have the perfect the highest quality. The game works at 140 FPS, 141 FPS. So I capped it at that. It has unlocked frame rates. But you'll see it at 60 FPS because of the stream. So yeah, pretty much. I want to see if it's perfectly recorded. So let's begin a new game. Select save. There we go. In the meantime, when I'm playing, the mouse won't appear, but for now, I will hide it here. So, new game. Oh, damn it doesn't let me select hard mode. I hate this. I hate it when I cannot select hard mode right away. Damn it. Well, available to new players. Yeah, it's this tendency of God of War from the 7th generation that you cannot select extreme difficulty right away. The same goes for Mass Effect. Mass Effect 1 was the worst case. Well, looks like we'll have to play it on normal difficulty. It will be way too easy. It'll be way too easy. Damn it. Well, whatever. Alright, you can choose the character you want to play. Supposedly, if you play on LAN or over the internet, you can select a character. You can play co-op, and your friends select another one. But since the game is potentially dead, we are playing this offline, and of course we are gonna do something traditional. We'll play with Eradan, the Dundane Ranger. So you have the three. Here there are no classes most of the time. You'll see. All of them have ranged attacks and melee attacks. You'll see. Alright, I select that, and I launch game with start. Things ready, so yeah. We're about to launch the game, are you sure? Of course I am. As you can see, it has this 2D. Hey, it vibrated, the joystick.
Of the great war of the ring, many songs have been sung, and many tales told. The names of heroes like Gandalf the Grey, Aragorn the King, and Frodo the Ringbearer are greatly revered, and rightly so. Yet Sauron's grasp stretched much further than the lands of Gondor and Rohan alone, and his forces might have done great evil in the
As you can see, it's the same
And
timeline as the movies.
well met. And in company with Andriel of Rivendell and Farin of Erebor. An unlikely trio to find walking through the doors of the Prancing Pony. You were at Sarn Ford last I knew. Do you bear news from Harbalad?
Yes. Grim news.
I feared it would be so. Quickly, tell me what has happened, but keep your voices low. There are unfriendly ears, even here in Bree.
3 days passed. The guard at Sarn Ford was attacked by 9 Black Riders.
Stand fast, Rangers!
We were overwhelmed, and the enemy passed into the Shire.
This is worse than I imagined. I know these riders. It is from Mordor they come. Our folk had not hope to stand against the 9 together. How bad were our losses?
Very bad. We tried to resist them, but they were surrounded by an aura of unnatural dread.
There is more you should know. After the rout, one of the Black Riders met with an ally, a man of great malice and power.
As our master commanded, I have stirred up the orcs of the mountains. Even now, I have a force gathering amid the ruins of old Fornost. Return at once and prepare your forces. We will have need of them soon. My orcs will be ready. These lands have known peace for too long. They will soon feel the Dark Lord's wrath.
If this Agandaur has a force at Fornost, then our position grows all the more desperate.
But why all this force against the peaceful halflings? It can't be the enemy sees them as a threat.
I will say this much. There is a hobbit of the Shire who should be coming this way with a great burden. If it falls into the hands of the enemy, it will mean doom for us all. Now this hobbit is adrift on the road with enemies all around. I must find him before they do. And I need you to help me keep him safe.
You are my chieftain. I will gladly do whatever you command.
I'm a part of this now as well.
Then we 3 are of one mind. How can we aid you?
We must reduce the threat from the enemies gathered at Fornost. Travel there and do whatever you can to keep the enemy's eye turned towards you and away from the Shire.
Perhaps we will have help in this task. Eladan and Elrohir were in the north when last I heard. Any gathering of the enemy is certain to attract their attention.
Good. You could find no better allies than the sons of Elrond half-elven.
I hope we meet. But with or without help, the enemy will be kept busy. We'll make sure of that.
Well, I hope the sound the level of sound was okay. Well, as you can see there, we have some items. As all Snowblind games, it begins in a tavern. It's kind of like a stample of this studio. I bet you cannot see it today. I don't have Riva Tuner turned on, so you cannot see the frame rate. But trust me, I've tested it, and this is working at unlocked frame rates. As I've said, 141 for me, and you'll see it. You'll be noticing it. You'll be perceiving it at 60 because of the stream. But anyways, since it's being executed at that speed, it should be extremely smooth. It should be extremely smooth. Congratulations, you've received the famous weapon pack. New quest, Fornost. Talk to Aragorn. Well, as you can see here, we are basically, in terms of the grandeur, the story, and the impact of the ambience on the player, we are basically a mid shield. I know, not very
I have a few questions if I may, Aragorn.
glamorous.
Shh. Here in Bree, there is no Aragorn, only Strider the Ranger.
Yeah, these RPG dialogue options that you see here, they will be extremely limited. This cinematic that you saw is pretty much the only one you will see, except for the ending cinematic. Uh, but yes, you can see here, you can do some dialogue lines, but nothing, nothing. See how heavy the influence of Mass Effect and the RPG craze during the seventh generation was, that this action hack and slash RPG got this similar to Mass Effect. Well, let's see. Why hide your name,
I don't
Aragorn?
understand why you hide your name. Surely it is a name to be proud of.
The Dark Lord in Mordor would not be pleased to know that Isildur's heir still lives. The time is not right for Aragorn, son of Arathorn, to stand revealed to the world. For now, I am simply Strider.
Strider. What will it do?
Yes, Strider it is. But what will you do now?
I will continue the search for the hobbit I spoke of. I've already scoured the road between here and the Shire, but found no trace of him. I fear he may have left the road, perhaps to escape pursuit. My hope now is that he will make his way here to Bree, the only safe haven for many miles. But if he does not appear soon, I will take to the road again in search of him. Should the enemy at Fornost join in the hunt, well, you understand just how grim our chances will become. I need you to prevent that. Go to Fornost. Take the fight to them.
I just hope you can listen to the game, but trust me, this is something unique. That's why I'll cover all of these options, because it will basically be the only dialogue we'll ever have until mid game. There's one more dialogue, if I remember correctly, and then at the end. But yeah, trust me, there won't be any more of these RPG dialogues in the rest of the game. So I'll use this to just first of all test the sound levels. If you cannot listen to it, it's because I've adjusted the sound levels so you are not. So the volume is not so loud once we get to the main action, because you'll notice that some sound effects of this game are pretty loud. You'll see if you cannot hear these low volume dialogues, just turn the volume up. But beware that then the game will increase the volume a lot. We will.
We will do all we can. Farewell.
No, I wanted to cover the other dialogue lines.
You should be on your way to Fornost. The fate of Middle-earth may depend upon drawing the enemy's attention away from here.
Did we ask this? What will you do?
What will you do now?
I will continue the search for the hobbit I spoke of.
Huh.
I've already scoured the road between here and the Shire, but found no trace of him. I fear he may have left the road, perhaps to escape pursuit. My hope now is that he will make his way here to Bree, the only safe haven for many miles. But if he does not appear soon, I will take to the road again in search of him. Should the enemy at Fornost join in the hunt, well, you understand just how grim our chances will become.
Ah, yeah,
I need you to prevent that. Go to Fornost. Take the fight to them.
Agandur.
What of this man Agandaur, who met with the Black
Agandaur.
Riders?
Okay.
What do you make of him?
Some servant of the Dark Lord, and by his name one to be feared. His presence in the north bodes ill for us all, but I'm glad you discovered it. At least now we are forewarned.
His name?
What is it about his name that tells you he is someone to fear?
That name is from a language few now speak.
Huh?
It was once the native tongue of our ancestors, the men of Numenor.
Agandaur is one of us? One of the Dunedain?
Not a Dunedain exactly, but in the distant past we had common ancestors. While our forebearers rejected the lies of the Dark Lord, not all of the men of Numenor did so. Many were enticed by his promises of power. Their descendants serve him still. Many are great warriors and sorcerers, but they are consumed by darkness. They are known as the Black Numenorians, and their hatred for the Dunedain is very great. This Agandaur may prove a foe as deadly as the Black Riders.
As you can see, the Lord of the Rings lore in this so far is pretty good. They even speak about the origins of the population of Middle-earth. Just like we all descend from the Roman Empire, it's the same with the Numenor. I'm pretty sure Tolkien devised that legend from real life history. Just like we all Westerners, let's say. Yeah, as you can see, the Lord of the Rings lore here
Those
is
things that attacked us at
it's
Summer
pretty
Ford,
deep.
those black
I mean,
riders.
pretty deep.
I've never seen anything
It's
like them
accurate.
before. What are they?
Do you not know them? There are whispered tales and legends enough that tell of them. They are the Nine, the Ring Wraiths. Of all the servants of the enemy, they are the most feared.
Agandaur was no wraith.
This Agandaur, he was no wraith.
Agandaur.
He seemed like a man, one filled with malice and dark power, but a man nonetheless. But what kind of man would serve the Dark Lord?
Not all the Dark Lord's servants are wraiths and orcs. There have been and still are many men, warriors and kings that walk alive under the sun, and yet are under his sway, willing or unwilling.
What can you
Fornost?
tell me of Fornost?
Fornost was once a great city, the capital of the Dunedain kingdom of Arnor. It fell to the Witch King long ago. The men of Gondor and the elves formed an alliance that drove the Witch King out, but Fornost was never rebuilt. The ruins remain a place of dread for many. The men of Bree call it Dead Man's Dyke and fear to go near. It is a perfect place for our enemies to gather in secret.
Alright. Farewell.
Goodbye and good luck, Arab. Strider.
Era Strider. Okay. Can we walk? Yeah, we can do RP walk. Yeah. Move, L to the camera, R to rotate. I'm also curious as to when we will experience the first crash. If we will have any crashes, we'll see. Talk to Otto.
Welcome to Bree. You're a stranger around here. May I ask you a few questions?
No, I am here. I'm the one asking the questions here. Here. Honestly, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't remember that this game had dialogues.
Perhaps. But first, tell me who you are.
My name's Otto Aster, and Bree is my home. I'm worried about the future of the town. That's what I wish to speak to you about.
Oh, don't tell me the game has side quests. I'm listening.
Go ahead then. I'm listening.
We hear a lot of talk from travelers these days. Most of them speak of war and of a growing shadow in the east. The townsfolk just dismiss this. Say it's far away and doesn't concern us. But I'm not so sure. You've traveled, maybe seen a few things. What's your opinion? Should we be worried?
Hey, the facial expressions in this game are kind of the faces and the facial expressions in general. They are amazing for 2011. I mean, they are on par with Oblivion and Mass Effect. But consider that this is an action game. This is it's not an RPG with a lot of dialogue options, as you can see. Oh well, it's incredible. I didn't remember that they had included this.
There is much to worry about, and the danger is not far off.
I was afraid of that. If only I could convince others. But until then, I will have to take action on my own.
What do you intend to do?
I'd like to arrange for arming the town. We'll need more than pitchforks if we're forced to defend ourselves. I tried to convince a dwarven merchant to bring us weapons, but he refused.
Why did he
would
refuse?
He seems convinced there's no market for weapons in this town, and said it wouldn't be worth his time.
I need to stop speaking the options I choose at the same time as the protagonist. Don't worry, I won't do it again. I just know not used to showcasing these games.
Perhaps I should talk to him.
It's worth a try. His name is Gruff. He's selling his wares from a market stall down the street. You might still find him there.
I will let you know what he has to say.
The voices are extremely they are pretty. What's this? Inspect. A glowing light in the middle of the tavern without any apparent purpose. Okay. So this game has side quests. Customized appearance. Talk to Rowley. Up Appledore. Rowley Appledore. Tavern. Barleyman Butterbeer. Taylor Hedger House. Alright, we're doing a 100% completion, people. It's an analysis after all. And I think I didn't do a 100% completion in my original playthrough, so even though I don't remember most of it, so yeah.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Got my head in the clouds, I guess.
Besides, this is the updated version with any extra content that they might have released, so yeah. Something wrong?
Gloomy clouds, I'd say. Is something troubling you?
Oh, no, it's no trouble. Not really. It's more like, well, I'm in love.
In the middle of a fucking war, I'm in love. Yeah. Then what's wrong with that?
I see. And who is it that you love?
It's Idona Bellflower, my childhood sweetheart. I always thought we were meant for each other, but her father doesn't like my prospects. He's arranging a match with the blacksmith, Elman Brushwood.
And how does she feel?
She agrees with this match?
That's just it. I'm not sure. I always told her how much I loved her when we were children. It was all a game back then. Then we got older and it got so much harder to say.
Oh, it's an innocent story. See, we're lacking these innocent stories in modern games, since the pile of crap that is Game of Thrones, a lot of games have lost a lot of innocence like this. Pretty sad.
You should tell her how you feel before it's too late.
I want to tell her I do. Look, this locket belonged to my mother. I want to give it to Idona as a token of my love. But the chain is broken, and Elman the blacksmith is the only one in town who can fix it. If I take it to him, he's sure to suspect something and turn me away.
I can take it to him. That seems easy enough. Besides, we're doing a 100%.
Why not let me take it to him?
Yes, that might work. Elman would never suspect a stranger like you. There's one more thing. Idona's father. He keeps a careful eye on his daughter and won't give me a moment alone with her.
I will take her the locket and your words.
Wonderful! Just perfect. Take the locket to Elman at the smithy across the street. Once it's repaired, bring it to Idona and tell her I love her, and then I'll do everything in my power to make her happy every day we are together.
So lovely.
Very well. I'll tell her.
Perfect.
And just one more thing. After you talk to her, could you come back and tell me what she said? One way or another, I have to know.
Alright. I'll come back.
Never fear. I will bring you her answer.
Okay. Customize appearance. What's this? Hey, I didn't know about this. Hey, I didn't know about this. What on earth? Yeah, we'll play with the canon protagonist this time. Yeah. So yeah. I didn't know about that. New quest. So there are side quests. I didn't know. I didn't know. Well, we'll do a 100% completion. I didn't remember that there were side quests. I had no idea at all.
Hello, Master.
We'll do a 100%
Ranger by
completion.
your looks, I'd say. Well, all are welcome here, long as they mean no harm. Some of the locals may not take to your kind, but don't let that bother you none. Folks around here are suspicious of those that don't know. What can I do for you then?
What can you tell me of Bree?
Oh, Bree is an old place. Been here for ages and ages. This is the only place in the world you'll find hobbits and men living side by side. used to see a lot of travellers coming through Bree. Not so much nowadays, but I still get customers enough to keep me busy.
Tell me about your inn.
Prancing Pony's been in my family for generations. Can't rightly say how long, it goes that far back. I'm told there's been an inn on this spot nearly as long as there's been a town.
Don't worry, if the voices are way too low, then I will increase the volume in my next stream. I just need to ensure that you hear my voice, and you'll see that it will get higher when we get to the action. Heard any news?
Have you heard lately?
Lately, the talk's mostly about trouble away to the south. Seems like there may be war or some other calamity brewing down there. Folks have been coming up the Greenway, or the old road from the south, looking for a place to find some peace.
Are they settling here in the Bree lands?
Well, no. It's not that we aren't sympathetic to their troubles. It's just that Bree belongs to Bree folk. We can't take in a lot of outsiders. And the truth is, I don't like the look of a lot of these newcomers. Some of them have mischief on their minds.
I may have need of a few things before I leave town. Where should I look?
Well, we have stores and shops here in town, but I suspect most of them wouldn't suit your needs. You might try Adelgar Oldbank's shop. He's got a collection of unusual items which might interest you. It's right across the street from here, on the corner. If it's repairs you need, try Elman Brushwood, our blacksmith. His smithy is just across the street, but there on the corner.
Alright, as you can see, I covered every single option, and more or less you can see that they give you a background
I must be going.
on the Lord of the Rings universe. I'll give you a bit more of background. Throughout this game, we will go through the 3 movies. Throughout the 3 movies, we won't see anything related to the movies because we are basically the meat shield of the community of the ring. Sorry, the Fellowship of the Ring. The Fellowship of the Ring. The Fellowship of the Ring. Sorry, my mind was stuck with this Steam community reviewing the game. No, Fellowship of the Ring. Here you can see that this is basically the movie, the first movie, the Fellowship of the Ring. The same zine with Aragorn there in the prancing Bree or whatever. Yeah, I think that was the name. I didn't know the game had side quests. Since the game has side quests, we will do all of them. It's a 100% completion walkthrough, and this one is the only one left.
What have we here? A stranger in
Hey,
town.
Hobbit.
A stranger's just what I'm looking for. Interested in a little harmless pastime? It's time to make some money from it.
Money. That may help us. What sort of
What sort
pastime?
of pastime did you have in mind?
Why, nothing more than a simple game of riddles is all. I love a good game of riddles. But everyone in town has already heard all I know. I reckon I could stump you, though.
I am no stranger to the riddle game, but how is money involved?
It's simple. You stake some money and I ask you a riddle. If you give the right answer quick enough, I'll double your money. If you're wrong, the coins go to me. What do you say?
But I've got no money. I'm just starting. Or do I have money
I must be going.
on that? Hey, what do we have here? We have a map. Hey, it's the map of Middle Earth. Yes, you can see they are just fixed levels. It's not open world. We'll leave that open. Yeah, soon. Wow. Score. Well, we have a pretty long campaign ahead of us. Wow. Sea of Rune. Mordor. Yeah, I assume we finished there. Well, here you can see a pretty good map of the Lord of the Rings. Kind of like... Is this Gondor? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't... here. I think in Rivendell, we there's also more dialogue, but first you have to conquer kind of like all of these. Okay, and then this kind of like the second section, and then this part is the last section. Hey, that's Minas Tirith. Ah, so that's why in the movies they were attacked so much in the third movie. They are pretty close. What a terrible location to White Mountains. Helm's Deep. Here you can see just Isengard here. Moria. And okay. The Shire, Hobbiton. Okay, so the hobbits were pretty safe in the movies. Blue Mountains. Well, these guys wouldn't even realize that they and Karn Doom. These guys would forgive my ignorance in the Lord of the Rings lore. I just watched the three movies. Hey, pretty good. But I would assume people living in Anuminas and Karn Doom weren't attacked at all by Sauron. Yeah, Minas Tirith, as you can see here, Osgiliath, Minas Morgul, Cirith, Ungol. As you can see here, the lore is pretty in depth. I mean, Muil. I mean, why the fuck would you create your? Would you? Yeah, not create. You build your city right so close to a psychopath. Right there, it's beyond my reach. It's beyond my it's beyond my level of comprehension. Why? But well, as you can see, we have a long campaign ahead of us. Travel point is kind of like a bit more white with that small white dot. The objective is like that, and the cursor is. What happens if I use my mouse? I cannot because I'm using the joystick. Okay, pretty good. And if I re-enter the map, I have to do this and I have to do this. Okay. Perfect, perfect. What about the inventory? Yeah, I have money. 252. Well, as you can see, we have inventory. This is typical of Snowblind Studios games. Battle Worn Longblade, 41 money. I don't know what's the official money in the Lord of the Rings. Used here. More info? No. I can give them to my allies. Items, arrows. We have our skill tree. And we have quests. Oh, damn. I might have... And here we have the stats. Stamina, dexterity, will, gameplay stats. Enemy skill, blah 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 blah. All in 0, as you can see. Most valuable item found, 140. Total coins found, because the ones you are given when you start the game. Alright, so I have some points to lose.
What have we here? A stranger in town.
Yes. Yeah, we've already heard.
More than a simple game of riddles is all.
You mentioned money.
It's simple.
Ask away.
Very well.
Let's hear the riddle.
First, you have to put up your money. How much do you care to wager? Remember, it's down to double it if your wits are quick enough.
I don't remember this, honestly. Let's begin with one.
Done. Now remember, you'll have to answer quick. I won't give you long with real money at stake. Are you ready?
Yes. Let me hear your riddle.
Always running, never walking. Often murmuring, never talking. Has a bed, but never sleeps. Has a mouth, but never eats. What is it?
Oh my god. So, has a mouth, never eats, sleeps. A mattress?
No, that's not the answer. Looks like I'm the richer. Nobody beats a Bree hobbit for spinning out a real tough riddle.
Fairly played.
All right. If you think your purse can done. Now remember, you'll have to answer quick. I won't give you long with real money at stake.
Yes. Let me hear your riddle.
My life can be measured in hours.
Ah, it's a different
I
one.
serve by being devoured. Thin I am quick, fat I am slow, wind is my foe. What What am I?
Wind is my foe. A candle. It has to be a candle. Because it dies because of the wind.
Oh, right you are. You're a smart one. Give me a chance to win it back, eh? What do you say to double or nothing on another try?
No more pay up
That
and
is enough for me.
let's do another one. Or no. I cannot do any other anymore. Cannot do any other. Well, that was amusing. In case you want any more riddles, he probably has even more.
Bree is a pleasant enough place, but the people here mistrust my kind.
They mistrust your kind. I cannot attack. I can roll though. What do I do with this? Hey, like this I protect. I can move while protecting myself. Like that. Okay. Guess we've spent enough time at the end. Can I manually save? No. It's all automatic save. Use an automatic save system. Alright, so we have not completed any quests, tutorial messages. Alright, so here I have tutorial messages just in case I like to see them. Ah, like that. Perfect. Received the dwarf weapon pack. Alright, so yeah, the game probably has some kind of DLCs. Lore Master only, level 8. Alright. Champion only, level 8. Some DLCs that I got back in the day. They must have been part of the main. Okay. Level 7. Alright, we are level 1, so we can't use any of that. We don't have to worry about it. Alright. After an hour and 17 minutes, we get out of the tower. Well, we also did the intro 30 minutes. Review tutorial messages at any time by in your log by pressing back. Okay. I have always admired the run of the reign of this first level. So you can see the textures, while they aren't as sharp as modern textures. Here you can see. I don't think I here I'll use the light of that light source of the lantern there. Here as you can see. I don't know if you can see it because the stream loses a bit of quality, but even so, my stream should be able to record it. Here you can see that there are dots. If you pay close attention, there are dots of the raindrops are kind of like you can see them in the hair, on the hair, on the face of the protagonist, everything. Also the on the robes. If you pay close attention, here I'll give you different angles that you can see the raindrops perfectly. I think you can see them there. Yeah, you can see it. Look at the chest, the left part of the chest of the protagonist. There you can see it. And pretty much the other ones, our friends there. And also the floor and everything, as you can see, it's amazing. This first section is amazing. The prancing pony. I said the prancing horse previously. Here you have the horses. They don't have real-time excrement like in Red Dead Redemption 2. But you can see here that the textures are pretty good. Pretty amazing. Don't use anti-aliasing because the game will look disgusting. Because it does have some... Like this is without anti-aliasing, which I never recommend. I don't use anti-aliasing. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Alright. So the rain and the drain and the raindrops on the floor are amazing, as you can see there. But well, enough of that. Let's begin our journey, people. As you can see, this is the first movie. Remember the timeline. This game is kind of like it will span throughout the 3 movies, but we'll be doing something different. We are the mid-shield of the Fellowship of the Ring, basically. Press R to display where your allies and objectives are located. So this is the town of Bree, of Fellowship of the Ring. Let me see something. Yeah, look at that. Look at those. At that interaction. Pretty well executed. Alright. Travel to ruined city of Fornost. Yeah, but we had... Hey, yeah. The minimap appeared. Okay. Is there any way to leave the minimap on at all times? No. Not at all. Okay, so I can review the objective there. But first, I had some side quests. Talk to the shopkeeper using A to buy and sell items. Okay.
Welcome. It's always good to see a ranger in my shop. Looking to buy or sell? I have some things that might interest you.
Shh, you like rangers?
I never thought to receive such a warm welcome in Bree.
Oh, I'll not deny there's folk in town who would prefer that rangers stayed away. But for my part, I'm happy to see them. There's no one like a ranger for bringing you news of the world.
Have you heard any news lately?
Plenty, but none of it good. Seems there's trouble away south. People are on the roads looking for new places to live. Folks around here are sympathetic, but none too eager to take in a host of strangers.
I am afraid it will get worse. There are dark times ahead for everyone.
Save me. But you make it sound bad. Personally, I prefer to keep my thoughts as cheerful as I may. Bree has always been a peaceful place, and I hope it will remain so.
Your peace is maintained by the sweat and blood of others. You have no idea what dangers lurk a day's journey from your gates.
Oh, now you're exaggerating. We here in Bree don't bother anyone, and no one bothers us. That's the way it works, don't you see? But let's not be so gloomy. Is there something I can help you with?
I don't know if this is the blacksmith that we need to convince, or what. Let's see. Float Breelander cap, 136. More info. This will increase the... I like this, I can sell. Okay. What's that? Respect token. Good. See, this is what all games should include. Respect token. I don't know what that red thingy may be. 16,000. Yeah, definitely that's some DLC item. Let's just buy standard. Some standard equipment. No, this here. Armor down. Oh, sorry. I have to adapt to the menus. Amulets, nothing. Pauldrons. Well, shoulder pads is the same. Alright. I cannot buy anything. Anyways, the damage was worse. So yeah, I think those were some pretty good acquisitions to begin. How do I equip them? Come on, we need to learn the game. DLC items. No, we'll just use... There we go. Much better. Look at that. Now we are a full ranger. And the other thing that I got, the pauldrons. Alright. Really good. Magnificent. Adargal Oldback. Okay. Hey, nice. Look at the floor when I walk in the rain. And what happens if I do this? Hey, it still works when I walk. Nice details. But it's more intense here, I believe. Or is it the same? Did they use a different animation or the same? No, I think it's a big... I think it's... Yeah, it's bigger there. I knew there was... Whoa, look at the ripples. Wow, those are some amazing ripples. There, look at that. Consider this is from 2000 and 11 from 2011. Ah, there's nothing I can do there. Can I attack now? No, I still cannot attack. I can roll though. Talk to the smith. No, this is the smith that I need to convince. Almond Brushwood. I'm doing all of this.
Ranger, are you? Let me guess. You've sprung some rivet or busted a blade out there roaming about the wild, and you need old Elman to make it right again.
Look at that aquiline nose. That's the classic Roman nose. Pretty well done here. Don't know why it's this guy that has it. Can you fix this locket? Let's begin with the other side quest.
I have a locket with a broken chain. Do you think you can repair it?
Let's see. Looks like something might have been made in these parts. Maybe back in the old dad's day. Wouldn't expect one of your kind to have something like this. Where'd you come by?
Ah, remember, we don't have to tell this guy that we need to avoid any suspicion that it's from the other guy who's in love. Right. So just fix it.
Where I came by it is my business. Repairing it is yours.
No need to go all cross. I was just wondering is all. Anyway, it's a simple enough job. It'll cost you a silver penny though.
Pay it.
There you are. Good as new.
I thank you. Farewell, Smith.
It vibrate too. Alright, done. And do you sell any
Back again. What can I do for you?
different dialogue? Any repairs? Let's see. Alright, so the items require... They have to be repaired. Alright, that's an important piece of information. Hey, so this is the town of Bree of the first movie of the Lord of the Rings, of the Fellowship of the Ring. Remember, we'll go through all of them. Now we are in Fellowship of the Ring. Then in the second section, it'll be Two Towers, and then Return of the King. It has some ambience music. I love everything. Yeah, this game is as good as I remember. Some Southerner, that would be me. I'm at the end of the world. I'm almost at the South Pole. But I don't look like this.
Strong man, Bramble. You do well with us.
Sounds good, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to hurt no one.
Southerner.
Real bad, anyway.
Damn it. I take that back. That's not me.
I say take what you want. The rest
We
be
look
damned.
a bit better.
Well, what do you want, Ranger? This is a private conversation.
In the Lord of the Rings universe, Southerners, we are depicted as ugly. But what are you gonna do? Oh well.
I would like to know what you were discussing.
I don't see how that's any of your affair. Clear off.
I was just curious. It sounded a bit suspicious.
You mind your own business, eh? Those who go sticking their nose in where it doesn't belong are likely to get it cut off.
I want to investigate everything, so... Yeah, let's see.
Are you threatening me, Breelander?
Oh, he isn't a Breelander. He comes from down south. He just showed up a week or two ago.
He's also from...
On. Fools who can't keep their mouth shut are no use to us, Bramble.
Do you like being called a fool, Harley? This man is no friend to you.
I don't like being called names. I've had enough of being called fool by folks round here.
Small wonder it is, too. Stay with the rest of them then. But things will be changing around here. You mark my words.
Now, spit it out. What did he want?
You should stay clear of men like that. What did he want of you?
Well, I'm not really sure. He said there'd be changes round here soon, and those smart enough to join up with his friends would end up running things.
He would use you and put a knife in your back when he no longer needs you. Stay clear of men like that.
Aye, you're right. Folks here may not treat me the way I like all the time, but it's still my town. I shouldn't go siding with strangers.
Damn, the details of the skin are amazing. For example, I could see the moles, but not only that, kind of like extreme details that that we usually don't see in video games.
Be sure you do not. I will have my eye on you.
Hey, we got something, some experience down there from that conversation. Let's see. We already have this place is a bit bigger than what I expected. Uh, Travel to the ruined city of Fornost. Okay, no. That there should be an option to make that minimap permanent. To have it permanently turned on. Talk to Groff. Who's Groff?
Well, now, if you don't mind my saying so, you don't look much like a Breelander. Is there something I can do for you?
I have a favor to ask of you.
A favor? What sort of favor?
Bring arms to Bree.
I would like you to bring a store of weapons to sell to the Bree folk.
You're pulling my beard. Weapons for these folk? They wouldn't know which end of the sword to hang on to. I might as well try selling shoes to hobbits.
I love it. Instead of pulling my leg, it's pulling my beard here. My bird. Okay. This is the second mission we picked up at the inn. So let's finish it.
They may have had no need of weapons in the past, but these are unsettling times. They must be able to defend themselves.
I'll not deny times are growing dark. There's trouble all around. But you'll never get these folks to believe it. Life's been too easy for them for too long.
See what I told you? People who are far away from problems, we usually don't. We usually don't realize how bad the world is. I know it because it's my case here in the capital city of in real life of BA, of Buenos Aires, of Argentina. We are so far away from everything that we don't even realize anything. Kind of like here we have our own internal problems, but we hardly realize what's going on outside. That's the thing. It's what happens when you live at close to the South Pole. You only have internet to tell you what's going on and also the news, but no more than that. You need to actively look for international news because we are kind of like so far away, like New Zealand, Australia, Chile, and Argentina. They are so far away from 99% of the civilization on the planet, because most of the civilization is kind of like on the northern part of the planet, kind of like more or less from Africa to the north, right? So most civilizations are on the northern section of the planet, so that's what happens. So I can relate to this. I can relate to the town of Bree. But well, we'll get to Mordor eventually. We'll eventually get to the center of the universe, to the center of the planet, to the center of Middle Earth, to the thick of it. Some are worried. Some of them are
Everyone
worried.
is blind to the growing threat. It was one of the townsmen who sent me to ask this of you. There are others who are worried as well.
It'll take more than a few sensible folk to make it worth my time. These people are simple and peace-loving. It's plowshares they want, not swords.
Don't let their past prevent them from preparing for their future. It would be wrong to leave them defenseless.
You're right, of course. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. At least I'd have no competition. All right, I'll do it.
As you can see, the side quests here are negligible. They are like this. The game doesn't have. I don't remember that it had. I don't remember that it. I don't think it has any side quests. I don't remember it having any side quests. Kind of like in the middle of the map. But well, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I don't know.
How long
Yet.
will it be before the arms arrive?
Sometime, I'm afraid. It's a long trek to the Blue Mountains and back. Not to mention I'll have to convince my kin I've not lost my mind. Probably 3 months or more, I reckon.
3 months. Tell me about your
Can you
home.
tell me about the Blue Mountains and your people?
The Blue Mountains although we find more iron than gold. We rely on ironworking for our livelihood. That's why I'm here selling tools to the Breelanders.
I will let them know when to expect you. Safe travels, Gruff.
Alright. So I think those were the only 2 side quests we had. I cannot enter. What's that? I don't have a flower. I wonder if this is part of the other side quest. We might as well finish it now.
Hello, is there something I can do for you?
I have something for you. From Rowley Appledore.
A gift? From Rowley? But I thought that is he. I'm sorry, it's just so unexpected. What is this gift?
This locket. It was his mother's.
Oh, it's beautiful. But I don't understand. Why is he giving me this now?
He also wished me to convey his love for you.
Rowley loves me? Still? We were so close when we were children, but I thought he had forgotten all that.
He seems quite sincere.
But this is wonderful news. Wonderful. Rowley's always had my heart, always. The poor, simple, wonderful fool.
Ah yeah, he was also worried about her father's wishes. He wanted an answer.
He is awaiting an answer from you.
Oh, please tell him I love him, and that we will find a way to be together always.
A welcome message, I'm sure. Goodbye, Idona.
Perfect. That was easy. She doesn't seem to care about what her father thinks, so yeah. Good enough for me. I cannot choose the other option. I had to choose between those. So yeah. Perfect. The details of the skin, have you noticed? Kind of like the moles and everything. They were amazing. I was surprised by that.
What did she say? I'm dying to know. It seems you have won her heart, Rowley.
Wonderful, wonderful! I can't thank you enough, my friend. But wait, hang on. I completely forgot. Edmund must have charged you something for that repair. I owe you for that and for your trouble. Here, take what I have. I wish it could be more.
No, keep it. You are all. You will be in need of that, sir.
No, you keep it. I think you may need this more than I.
Well, if you're sure, thank you. I'm going to tell everyone how generous and kind you've been. Folks around here don't always trust rangers, but you'll always have at least one friend in Bree.
I hope you will both be happy.
They will need them once they attack their town. So. Good, perfect. That's one down, and the other one. Who wanted the weapons? Who wanted to grab weapons and then kill all of the orcs? Ha! Here he changed the
Did you
location.
speak with Graf? What did he say? Will he bring us weapons?
He will.
I managed to convince him. You will have your arms.
Excellent. My only concern now is the time it will take. What if we need to defend the town before the dwarf-made goods arrive? Maybe you could help me with that as well.
Another quest line. Interesting. In what ways?
So,
I can tell by your gear that you are no stranger to a fight. If you should have occasion to, well, let's say, recover any weapons you don't need, bring them to me, and I will pay you for them.
Wait, you can backtrack in this game? Ah yeah, because of the map. How much?
you will pay me. Can I expect a fair price?
I'm not a wealthy man, but I will give you what I can for any good weapons you bring me.
Alright, so here I can sell my weapons.
I will
Okay.
bear that in mind.
Okay.
Farewell.
Magnificent. Majestic. So yeah, we'll see if we have any other incredible side quests. but as far as I remember, they were like this. So bring extra weapons to auto. Yeah, as you can see, we're done. So let us begin. Damn, that was a long intro. Okay, I still cannot attack. I know people, you want to see something getting killed. I will. Let's see. You can run, you can walk easily. See, I almost got to level 2. There you can see the golden bar down there. It should be the experience bar. Okay, let's see if I can get the information of the other answer. Sorry.
I can't thank you enough for bringing
See
me
the
Father's
moles?
message.
The
This
moles
changes
on the
everything.
chest?
Everything.
Happy to help.
My pleasure.
See how
Good luck
detailed
to you
they
both.
are? Alright, I couldn't choose the other answer as well. I couldn't ask her about her father. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Let me see physics. No, it doesn't have physics applied to the grass. It kind of like doesn't move at all. So here we have something negative. Doesn't have any physics applied to that, to the grass. So yeah, perfect. Here we go. You must gather your party before venturing forth. Proceed. Yes. Fornost. Let's go. Well, we begin the fight after an hour and 40 minutes of intro and gameplay intro.
This is Fornost, yet I see no sign of the enemy.
These ruins could hide a large army. We might even now be under the gaze of unfriendly eyes.
Well, we came to provide a distraction for Aragorn, and what better way to do that than walking in the front door? Let's be about it.
Yeah, straightforward. Remember, we are the Mitchell of the Fellowship of the Ring, after all. Hey, look at those God rays. Pretty well done for a game from 2011. Alright, on top of all of the things that we analyzed in the previous section, we have those amazing God rays there. Alright, one disclaimer before we begin. The sound impacts of the sword, that's why you'll see that the volume was a bit low for the dialogues. So now, a bit of a disclaimer. Lower your volume. If you increased it, there you can see heavy attack, normal attack, and heavy attack. Be careful, because when they impact the enemy, they will be a bit higher. The volume will be a bit higher. So if you increased it because of the dialogues that were kind of like low before we begin with the action, this is pretty much the first dungeon. Know that the volume will increase, right? The impacts of the sword, especially. Trust me, I know this game a bit. There's a huge difference in sound level. And we begin right away. Well, I think you can see the difference, you can hear the difference by now. Another thing that I wanted to highlight about this game is that the blood, which is part of the graphic content that I also warned you at the beginning, the blood, here you can see the stains of the blood on the clothes, pretty amazing, but also on the ground, and the blood is kind of like a perfect replica of the Lord of the Rings, of the blood used in the Lord of the Rings movies. Remember, in terms of timeline, of the timeline of the game, we are currently in Fellowship of the Ring, the first movie. We'll go through the. We'll go through. Hey, I didn't know that was a thing. So it has those executions, right? Nice. We get see, this is something pretty. When enemies are killed, experience is gained. Use experience to level up skills and abilities. La 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 la. I can roll. Hold LT and pull RT to perform a ranged attack. Alright, this is my first time playing with the Xbox joystick here. The arrows, I have 40, let's see. Hey, it vibrates when I shoot. Hey, the vibration is pretty good. It doesn't have any physics here with the grass. Yes, as you can see, the grass doesn't move. That was something was uh, that was already implemented in a lot of games back in by the time 2011 came around. So in this one moves, but there's no interaction with the character. As you can see, it's a static. That's something negative, but the rest seems to be pretty good. The god rays are pretty good. The blood, which is a replica of the one present in the movies, is also pretty good. Amazing. So yeah. Mind the archers. Well, we are archers. All classes can. I want to aim for the head. Let's see, it's a bit difficult, but there we go. It's a bit difficult with a joystick. Here we go. Oh, damn. How was that not a critical blow? I think it was a critical blow. Alright, so all characters can perform both melee and melee and range attacks. We sadly had to play this on normal difficulty. Sadly, because you cannot play on legendary server. Good. We sadly cannot play on hard mode right away. I'll need to change that tag from in the stream. Nice. Then I need to try those. We'll try all characters eventually. Don't worry. Maybe I can adjust the sensitivity for this later, but here. Remember, the game was originally meant to be played as co-op. Co-op with friends. So yeah, pretty much. They're kind of like instance dungeons. It's just that they're long enough as to simulate open world, semi-open world. Okay, you get extra experience for the combos. What happens if I do this? Okay. Hey, there are executions on the ground. Pretty good. And I got 22 experience. Alright. So that's the best way to kill them. Perfect. Magnificent. We begin our adventure. The dwarf is about to die. 2, 3. Critical sever, pretty well done. Pretty easy so far. I mean, it's normal difficulty. Sadly, I couldn't select hard. Hey, pretty well done. Final blow, 113 experience. Alright, so if you play with your friends, you'll be contesting. I don't think you'll be doing that because the game is way too old, but you can do it in LAN. You can do it. You can still do it because the game has LAN connection. Something that most modern games don't have, and they eventually die because you can only play them kind of like over the internet. And when the servers go down, you basically lose your access to the whole game. So yeah, pretty much. At least the multiplayer section of it. So yeah. Hey, pretty good. How's the stream going? 8,000 kilobytes. Perfect. 8K upload. It should be pretty smooth over there. You on your end. Yeah, I'm just worried about the sound. But well, without doing the first stream, we will never realize. But you could see that the impacts of the sword on the flesh of the orcs, you could see how loud kind of like the sound was, kind of like when it impacts the flesh of the enemy. That was pretty well executed. I'm just wondering if it's being recorded smoothly at 140 FPS on my side. There was a point of interest there. Find and disrupt enemy forces. Yeah, remember, we are the mid shell of the. But here I saw something of the Fellowship of the Ring. Okay, move it, please. Ah, now you drew out your sword. Okay. Damn, so much loot. Look at the spider webs. Someone needs to clean this place. What is this? Hey, look at that. Damn, these footprints on the ground. It's exactly like I'm shocked by this. It's exactly like um Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, or the first one. I always mix them up. It's exactly like in Shadow of Mordor. Hey, leveled up. There's an arrow animation. Look at the bottom left corner of the screen. There's an arrow that animation.
Looks like another ranger has hidden some supplies here.
Hey, green value leg armor. Let's see if it works. Level up, points remaining. No. Auto assign. I don't think so. I'm not gonna auto assign anything. How do I equip? New secret found. No. Equipment. Here. So, Hunter Pants plus 10 health, and they have special stats. Look at that. Hey, it's much more similar to an isometric to an action RPG that to a modern action RPG than I thought. Part of set alliance. Damn, this is kind of like Borderlands Destiny. It's exactly the same. Wow. Well, for now, I'll equip this. I like that it changes the animation. I cannot equip them. I cannot give them to my companions here. We also need to pay close attention to the artificial intelligence of our companions. Remember. Okay. Let's see if they auto-equip it. So, since I've already equipped that one, and this one is a bit more improved, give to foreign. Okay, so when I play with foreign, we'll see if eventually if I can find it. So we'll test that. I love to test the games first. We've explored everything over there. Can we run this game? What happens if I touch this? Nothing. Then I need to adjust the sensitivity of the joystick when I am aiming with the. There we go. See, you thought I had looted everything. No. When I'm aiming with the bow. So the dwarf uses a crossbow. I use a bow. Of course, the mage uses spells, pretty much. Yeah, I believe that I am kind of like the best character in melee, or balanced. Probably, yeah, I'm probably the best character in melee. The dwarf is probably balanced, and the mage is probably best in ranged combat. something along those lines. Right? Find and disrupt the enemy forces. Let's see. We begin slowly but surely. What we have here? See, notice how loud the sound of the impact animations are. Also, if it crashes, just a friendly reminder. If it crashes, remember.
Is everyone unhurt? These ruins are not sound.
We must find a way out of these pits.
Down here, you also fell. I can tell it. Or no. Or are we meant to be split? No, there it is. Okay. That was a no shit moment. Besides, I was walking. I was casually walking and they collapsed right under my feet. Okay, we're trapped now. Oh, fuck. Oh, we're trapped. Let's see. Hey, what was that? There's some kind of blood dropping there. I saw it. Remember what I said, that it can crash. It's the Windows 10 crash. Once again, in case you didn't notice, the game does that again. Hey, there's an enemy there. Hey! These are kind of like foreign executed at work, right? How do I execute special abilities? I think I consumed the potion for no reason. Well, we'll wait for instructions of the game. I think I consumed the potion for no apparent reason. No, we can jump. What am I supposed to do? Ah, here, through here. Stupid. I am a bit worried about the blood dropping on top of me, but since it's normal mode, sorry, I cannot convey, I cannot fake fear, because normal mode, I mean, how tough could it be? I mean, hard mode. I hate this mechanic, like in God of War, that you have to complete normal mode before trying hard mode. I hate that. You must gather your party before venturing forth. Proceed. Let's see. So, we have these little goblins. By the way, nice 3D soundtrack. An ideal area of effect damage? Yeah. It has a range, a small range for the sword. Alright. Nice execution there. The last attack. Hey, I can do kind of like a blunt hit like this when I'm protecting. What? Spear of Light, they have special abilities. Why is it that I'm not using any special abilities? That probably reduces damage. Well, we have a lot of things to learn. I know I'm recovering health. Hey, wait, there's an archer up there. Alright, so you... Nice! Nice. I blocked the attack. Good. Where's that guy? They are attacking us from up there. I'll take care of them. You just keep killing them in melee. Here. Yeah, wait. We need to kill those goblins up there. First we'll... There we go, critical sever. Good. Go sever there. Damn, that was... I fucked up the combo there. Oh well. Live and learn. Ah, they're attacking her. Damn it. That was inconvenient. Magnificent. I need to remember to loot everything. It's easy to... Hey, look at my health. They did some damage to my health. Foreign has fallen. Hey, wait, this is normal mode. Shouldn't be that... Alright, at least I've learned how to... interesting. Alright. They cannot deal damage to me like this. So I can recover health. Good. Alright, when that bubble pops, I recover all of my health. Good. See how good... This is something that I've been commenting a lot in my streams. See how good the combat system is without the need of a health bar, of a stamina bar. The plague that Dark Souls started. See how we were doing okay without that pile of crap of the stamina bar. See how I am about to die and this game doesn't have a stamina bar. See how we didn't need it. I think we're about to die. How did I activate that potion again? With this? Well, look at that. It was positive too. Anyways, I think they can revive me like in Left 4 Dead 2. Damn it. Okay, I need to remember that once I commit to a direction. Alright, look at that. Normal mode proved to be pretty decent. Alright, so it protects us from their arrows, but can I shoot arrows? Like that? Nice. Also, I don't know if you noticed it, but when I killed that last enemy, look at the blood on the blade. I don't know if you can see it. Well, now it's dissipating. There was blood on the sword, on the sword's edge there, and also on the enemy at the exact point I attacked him. So pretty well done. Pretty good experience. The first combat. I just hope that this is being properly recorded by the stream with the correct level of sound and frame rate. So yeah. See how combat gameplay systems were magnificent before Dark Souls and the plague of the stamina bar. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be included, that it shouldn't exist. It's just that it's a plague nowadays. Every game, every action, every modern action third-person RPG needs to have a stamina bar nowadays, and it's not true. See how this game doesn't have a stamina bar, and it works perfectly. See how it works perfectly? It wasn't easy. I almost got killed, and this is normal mode. So yeah. Okay, it's not through here. Point of interest. Escape the underground tunnels. Okay. Look at that. There's animation for the sand as well, just like we saw previously in the... Look how it changes perfectly with that pool of blood and the sand here and here. And here is the same. Perfect. I love those small details. Alright. Can we loot here? Look at the arrows I shot. They're still at the exact point. Hey, I still have 40. Do they regenerate or something? No, I must have looted. Must have looted more arrows. Yeah, I remember I looted more arrows. Escape the underground tunnels. Alright, it's through there. So first we'll explore the place. I cannot run, in case you're wondering. I'll just not walk like this. Can I do some speed walk? No. It's okay. Be careful because this game, I remember it had a lot of secrets, and if you don't explore the place, for example here, loot items. There you can see it, loot all. If you don't explore all the place, then you miss a lot of items. Mhm. If it lags a bit, it's because of the stream. Then I will cap the frame rate at 60, and I'll play it at 60 FPS, I guess. Hey, look at that.
Hidden Dunedain cache.
Hey, we got a new bow. Inspect. Inspect what? New secret found. It probably was to inspect the secret. See how we can see some reminiscence, some gameplay mechanics that are similar. Hey, power claiming elves. Fornost Guardian Mace. Loot all. This one, the bow. Hey, look at that. Damage from 61 to 77 to 94 to 120. And this one has a slot, so there must be weapon customization. Can you see that golden ring down there? Well, that's a slot apparently, and apparently I can improve it. But for now, as you can see, the durability of items that you loot is not 100%. As you can see there. Then we need to repair all of our items. Between levels, you can go back to Bree and repair your items, just for that purpose. And the bow is pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Okay. In terms of aesthetics, of course, it has more damage. Then I wonder if I need to play with the other ones to use the loot that I give to them. We'll first try with that test. I gave a single item to see, for example here, loot all. Hey, look at that. She automatically equipped something that she looted. Look at that headgear, and look at the look at the weapons. What was it? She didn't have an axe. She had a sword, a short sword, and the stab. It was different. The stab. The mage. This. Sorry, the mage is a staff. Yeah, it's more staff than a stab. It's a staff. It's a staff. The staff is different. Look, she automatically equipped it. Good. That's good news. Alright, so the companion system works pretty well. She also revived him during some of the fights. So good. Yeah, what creature? This is a crossbow for for the for the dwarf. So let's see if he equips it. Let's see if we can tell the difference. Yeah, I think there's a difference. The mace he was using a short sword, and now he's using a mace. Okay, so they are automatically equipping the exclusive loot because the loot is kind of like separated in this game for the three classes. Kind of like I cannot use the loot that they use and vice versa. Oh. You shouldn't have done that. We all saw that one coming. Ego. Yeah, I remember this. Pay attention to this character because it's important. This character is important. Trust me. Well done. Nice! So this game has... you can behead the enemies. Like that. Legendary server. Nice. So it's a mix between the combo system of Batman Arkham and classic. Yeah, they clearly learned from Batman Arkham. But were there heavy attacks in Batman Arkham? Hey, look at that symbol up there. Top left corner of the screen. I should repair my items, apparently. Oh well, at least I have an indicator. The combo system is similar to Batman Arkham. Also, incredibly similar to Rise on Rome, for example. Just that there are no counters. It's like Batman Arkham without counters. Yeah, it has this counter, but it's not kind of like... There we go, at least I learned how to... quaff potions on my own. Here, I am protecting from the arrows. Right at the face. Right on the face. Ah, nice. You can behead them. Headshot, nice. Pretty well done. Also, have you noticed that the artificial intelligence is pretty good because... see how they instantly changed to melee attacks when I started using my bow? See how they noticed that I changed to ranged attacks and they started doing melee attacks? That's good artificial intelligence right there. Another... I think I got the hang of this. To do those legendary servers and get extra experience. Loot all. Yeah, that was impressive how it changed from... It's gonna trigger the dialogue here. I just want to heal first. I know. First we'll loot. Nice soundtrack. Notice how the soundtrack changed. Hey, more enemies. Nice. Exactly what I was looking for. It has different combos. I'm getting killed here. We have 2 potions. I think that 2 there indicates the amount of potions that we have left. Where are my companions? Well, that one exploded in blood. Nice headshot there. Perfect. Okay, then I need to adjust the sensitivity. So, she's called Andriel, and he is called Farron. Okay, Andriel and Farron. Alright, I'll try to remember the names. Pretty good soundtrack. They could have simply slapped the classic Lord of the Rings soundtrack from the movies, but no, they developed their own original soundtrack. You can see some RPG touches here and there. The classic formula of Snowblind games. Okay, I was wrong. When that thing pops, it doesn't heal you completely. Arrows. We always need those. Incredible. The combo doesn't trigger whenever I attack random targets. It's only when you attack enemies that the combo triggers. Hey, look at this. Some greens. So it uses Blizzard's weapon classification system. Durability 13 out of 50. Damn it, I didn't mean to do that. No. Battle worn Norbury Blade. Woody 20, 21, 39. Plus 2 strength. Fornost Guardian Mace. Yeah, but this one is 39 to 43. Alright, so yeah, we can confirm that swords deal the most damage. Long swords. 29 to 45. I think that one is. No, this one. 39 to 43 and pretty good durability. So two-handed swords are better at deal the most damage. So yeah, we are kind of like the best melee class. Okay, 45, but that's negligible. I'll stick to this one for now. Yeah, look at that. Damn it, the looting system is like Destiny. And when I say like Destiny, I mean like Borderlands. And when I say like Borderlands, I say like Hellgate London. And when I say like Hellgate London, I say the classic Blizzard looting system. I think even the classification of items is the same. Good, the pathfinding there, pretty well done. Though I think she dropped like this without moving the arms, without any animation. But yeah, pretty well done. We come from here, and any other loot. Remember, in this game, you always miss the loot if you don't pay attention. Like this. It perfectly blends with the environment. Here, can I get up here? No, you cannot jump in this game. Weird. A game in which you cannot jump. Alright, I need to talk to the captive eagle. Let's do it. Nice animation. How do I talk to it? Ah, I probably have to free it. Ah, right there. Right there. There we go. Chains broken, 4 out of 4. We probably broke them before without even realizing. It's gone. Ah, and we have more enemies to kill. Now, if I could just deduce how to trigger my own abilities, that would be amazing. Hey, no, it's not dead. Execution? No. The idea is to maximize the experience with the combo system. Oh, yes, more enemies. Eagle food. Damn, the work on the eyes of the eagle, it's amazing. And the fur.
I thank you, friends.
They talk.
Without your timely arrival, my death would have been slow, but certain.
You can talk. In the movies, I think they never talked. Another detail, you can see that we don't have the weapons drawn out. Here they are sheathed. They're sheathed. There. Sorry, I always have problem with that one. I need to remind the pronunciation of that one. You can. That's an important detail because they had to create a specific that means they had to create a specific animation for the dialogues, different from. They could have gone for simply using the same model as the gameplay model, and they used a different model. That's what I wanted to highlight. It's important.
You can speak.
Why, of course, the great eagles of the north speak as well as any man. I am called Belaram. My home is in the Misty Mountains, and I serve Guahir, Lord of Eagles. Who is it I have to thank for my rescue?
I am Eridan, one of the Dunedain of the north, and my companions are Andriel and Farin.
Then I am indebted to you, Eridan of the Dunedain, and to your friends.
Just in case you're wondering, if you use a different character, the one you're using is the one that has all of the dialogues. You know what that means? They had to record 3 characters for all of the dialogue lines in the game for every dialogue. Pay attention to that. We'll test it in the next session because we'll play with a different character. Because we'll test all of them. We'll try all of them out. Another thing, in case you haven't noticed, look at the feet. In a lot of games from the 7th generation, the feet are kind of like elevated from the ground. the characters are kind of like floating. In this game, they are not. A pretty important polish. I know it's a subtle detail. The same with the weapons that they're not holding them right now. All of those are subtle details that are important because I've seen a lot of games from the 7th generation and the 6th generation in which because of the irregular terrain, characters are sometimes otherwise floating or kind of like a bit below, kind of like the ground, and that's a subtle detail that I wanted to highlight. I know those all of these small details look stupid, but they're important, trust me, because they take time to execute precisely during the 7th generation. Why are you here?
Brought you here to Fornost. I often range far across the lands of the north, gathering news for Gwaihir, my lord. When I saw activity here in long-abandoned Fornost, I grew curious and flew lower to investigate.
What did you see?
Goblins and other foul folk are working within the ruins. They appear to be preparing for war, building siege engines and stockpiling arms.
Look at the face expressions. I, I honestly didn't remember the face expressions to be so good in this game. We can clearly see the influence of that Mass Effect had on the 7th generation here. The facial expressions are amazing. Also, pay attention. The other two characters that I'm not controlling look at me when I'm talking, and well, the expressions of the eagle's face are amazing. Pay attention.
Did you see any sign of the one who leads this force?
I saw a tall man, heavily armored. The goblins obeyed his commands. Who he is, I cannot say, but he had an aura of menace, like one tainted by the shadow.
That can only be Agandauer.
You know this man?
He is a servant of the Dark Lord. We must find him and destroy him if we are able.
I will assist you, but it will be perilous. The enemy has positioned war machines upon the inner wall. They limit my ability to fly freely.
If we could gain the top of the wall, we might be able to destroy these machines.
Beyond those doors, you will find a passage and stairs leading up to the wall.
Those machines are certain to be well guarded. We could be walking into a trap.
I will take to the air and draw their fire.
No.
If we are fortunate, that will allow you to gain the top of the wall unobserved.
No, I wanted to explore the other dialogue options. It's too... Damn it. I wanted to explore the other dialogue options. I cannot quit. Damn it. I hate it when this happens. I hate it when this happens. But well, you can repeat the missions. I guess. I just wanted to showcase them. Well, maybe I can go back to the other options?
We cannot let you make a target of yourself.
I am better prepared now. They will not find it so easy to bring me down a second time.
Very well.
No.
Let's go.
I wanted to explore the other dialogue options. No. Damn it. I hate it when that happens. The developers should include something that tells you that it will break conversation. Damn. Sorry, I wanted to know how he was captured. Well, whatever. It's not... The game doesn't have such a deep dialogue. But well, it's pretty well executed. Doesn't have a deep RPG dialogue, but the one that it has, it's pretty well executed. You can repeat the missions in case this also happens to you. I was about to ask him how he got captured, but well. I don't know if it's a blessing for you or not that I skipped some of the dialogues. But well. The joystick vibrates only when I hit something. Like there, it vibrated. There. And it doesn't vibrate here, so it's pretty accurate, pretty advanced vibration features. As I told you, I'll repeat it. I'm using the Xbox One X joystick from 2017, so good. Buy, sell, return to Bree. What? Well, my equipment is a bit damaged, but no, we're not going back to Bree. Right, so... what happens if I do this? Let's see how. I want to test this. The the save system of this. Hey, we're back to Bree. I wonder if Aragorn is still there. Let's see if the game. Let's test if the game has, or if he departed. Let's test if the game is kind of like accurate on those things. Here I cannot attack anything, so I cannot break any more barrels or anything. Let's see if Aragorn is still there. What's this? Inspect?
Bree is a pleasant enough place, but the people here mistrust my kind.
Whatever, that's the same. Look at that! I knew the game had these amazing details. Aragorn is not here. I knew it. I needed. I needed. Sorry, I needed to test it. And can I play the gambling game again? No, no. I could have exploited that a bit more. Could have exploited that a bit more. Look at that. Aragorn is not there. Hey, I can sell weapons to him. I remember it was part of the quest. Let's see.
Welcome. I think more folks are starting to believe the dangers I warned of are real. But it's no wonder, really. What with the Black Riders appearing on our streets and attempted murder right here in the inn.
Black Riders entered Bree?
Yes, but Barliman can probably tell you more than I.
I brought you weapons. Also only buys weapons. Alright, then buy my almost broken sword here. This one as well. Let's see what happens. I just want to trigger dialogues and everything. See, I cannot use a crossbow. I can only use bows. There we go.
Welcome. I think more folks are starting to believe the dangers I warned of are real. But it's no wonder, really. What with the Black Riders appearing on our streets and
Yeah, I know.
attempted murder right here in the inn.
Black Riders entered...
Yes, but Barliman can probably tell you more than I.
Your price is awful.
Your price is only a fraction of what I could get elsewhere.
I know, but it's all I can afford. I wouldn't blame you if you took your business elsewhere, but I hope you won't. We are in need.
Alright, here. Alright, okay. It didn't complete the mission, I assume. It's not complete, right? Yeah, I should probably distribute my abilities. My stat points there, sorry. Bring extra weapons to Otto. More quest info. Otto is concerned Bree could face trouble before Grove returns with... Shit. I think I pressed something there. Here. With him travel, he has offered to buy any spare weapons. Okay. Well, I don't care anyways. We'll have plenty of things to do to sell soon enough. Alright. Okay, I want to test this save system as well. I want to see if it recorded my progress in the dungeon. Right there. You could see that the game is pretty faithful to the lore. Hey, we have descriptions now. Yeah. Look at that. Long, the chief city of the northern king of Fornost, conquered by the witch king of Angmar over 1,000 years ago. That should be a good starting point for kind of like a new Lord of the Rings game when the witch king conquered Angmar. Dominion was short-lived, however, and he was driven from the city forces of Gondor. Fornost was never reoccupied and fell into ruin. In a place of dread, the people of Bree know that it is a dead man's dying, and they believe the ruins to be found. Only rangers there threat there. Yeah, let's go. Hey, what? What? I didn't use my mouse. Signal your attack of city. Alright. It was so here you can save your progress in the dungeon. Most damage from a single skill attack firing. Damn it, he won me there. He won there. Total damage dealt during the mission. I won with 33,731 there. Longest hit streak achieved, 26. Number of limbs severed. That one's pretty interesting, 66. 28, 17. Number of times you revived an ally, 2. I need to learn how to do that. Number of breakables broken, 70, 1 and 1. Ah, so they also loot on their own. Total coins found. Number of headshots. Total critical strikes performed. Most kills in a single strike. Number of critical kills. Total damage received. Poor firing. Normal difficulty. Level total. Secrets found 2. Normal. Blah, 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 blah. Swap character. Hey, you can swap character. All potions used. I'm the only one quaffing potions. Enemies killed, 81. What the? Well, this is a bit exaggerated. Total skill weapons used. This is amazing. Total race abilities used. I don't know how to use mine yet. Number of times fallen in battle. Firing 2. Most damage of standard attack. Skills used. Most valuable item found. And I think 66 again. Most damage from a single attack. 66. There we go. Swap character. Let's try that. Let's try that. What the? Let's go with Andriel. Now, what happens if I do this? Yes, launch the game. Let's see. Ah, and it automatically skips to the next section. Okay.
Reach the top of the wall. Now to find and destroy the war machines.
And quickly, Velarom is in danger.
Mind the edge. It's a long way down.
Why did she default to... Why did everyone default to the base weapons? Why am I using my stuff here? Alright, I have unlimited ammo here. Ah, but my attacks consume mana, so it's different. Wait. I have the description there. Strength increases melee weapon attack damage. High strength is equal to certain powerful weapons. Dexterity increases range weapon attack. And range weapons. Stamina increases your maximum health at the rate at which you recover lost health. Equip certain high armor pieces. Okay. Will increase your maximum power and the rate of high will is going to be range and apple. This is important for the mage, so let's do this. Track. A bit more of stamina. We'll all need a bit more stamina. I'm pretty sure that ranged weapon damage will be determined by will here. Yeah, so we shouldn't spend on dexterity here. Well, whatever. 16. No. We'll do this, and yeah, this should be an exclusively arranged character. Let me hide the mouse there. So yeah, we'll keep it like that, and a bit of melee attacks. Hey, it increases in real time. Look at that. Amazing. Confirm. Yes. Skills. R plus X to unleash a magical shockwave in all directions. L plus RP. So they are random combinations of the shoulder buttons. Okay. To power up your ranged attack, fire multiple charges at once. Okay. Protective orb that defends from rain. Alright, so the other one that she was using was this combination. Right, so you have to remember the combinations by heart. Alright. So it's like this. What an interesting system. And I can improve them. I wonder if the rest of the artificial intelligence, my two AI controlled companions will be intelligent enough to get in the sanctuary. Skills used by any party member cost less power. Alright, we'll also see the... How many points do I have? 2. Unlocks and increases healing done by sanctuary. At point. At point. Perfect. So, good. I think I completed the game back in 2012 without investing on the skill tree. Sorry, I was a kid. Oh well. Yeah, they keep what they loot. Stuff. I wonder, can't equip that item because you haven't unlocked the ability to dual wield yet? What? Damn it. How could she do it previously? Yeah, looks like the artificial intelligence can indeed use... so it can use... That's how they compensate for the artificial intelligence sacking. You could see that Andriel was using this ability. Alright. Norbury leg guards. They're the same. Alright, I see. Alright. So we don't have access to those abilities. Okay. I think we'll have a hard time here. Oh well, let's try it. It's normal mode. Alright, so that auto-equip and everything is managed by the artificial intelligence. Alright, and look that my ranger defaulted to. It's back to the default settings, to the default equipment and abilities. Interesting way to compensate, letting the artificial intelligence, the AI controlled companions, get better abilities. Yeah, this is the best ranged attacker. Need more power? Ah, damn it. Do I have heavy attacks? Yes. Push War Machine. What? I'll get killed soon enough. But the level, it's shared, I believe. Don't worry, I'll get used to it. Eh, when I leveled up, look at that. I recovered my mana. Good. No, that's not the final attack. This is the final attack. Hey, that looks like it can explode. There we go. Push the War Machine. Push it. Push it, girl. Push it.
There's one more machine that still needs to go.
Hey, there's the eagle. And if you pay attention, that's where we were in the previous section of the dungeon. So good. And combined with the fact that Aragorn disappeared, we can say that this game...
There is one of the war machines we seek.
Yeah. Alongside some enemy mages. Can I protect myself? Hey, I haven't triggered any abilities. I'm stupid. Take that.
I am sorely hurt.
You are sorely hurt? Don't say. Mage against mage. Here. This is my bubble, not yours. Okay. Hey, how do I do that kick? What was the other ability that I had? Come on, I improved this ability. I should heal pretty fast. Damn it. What was the other ability? This one. The multiple projectile. There we go. Also, they're kind of like stunned with the arrow. When the arrow on top of their head turns yellow, it's kind of like it's a sign that you need to look for. It's the cue for the execution. Alright. Westernese artifact. Drop it.
The war machines have been destroyed.
Okay.
Our path is now clear.
No cinematic. Alright, I want to test one last thing now that we've proceeded through here. Because it actually saved. What happens if I do this? Anyways, I was about to finish 2 hours and 40 minutes. I need to go to eat and everything, so yeah, a bit short the first gameplay section. But well, we'll continue soon enough. I want to test one last thing. There was an unsaved progress you made. What is the unsaved progress? Yes. Let me quit. Let me quit. Let's suppose I do this and I go back to Aradan. I select chapter 1 part 7. It's kind of like split into parts. Let's see. Yes, launch it. I want to see from where exactly it will launch. Just so I have an idea. Alright, I recovered my gear here. She recovered his gear, her gear. She recovered her gear. Hey, this is extremely precise. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, interesting. I think it's the exact same part. Alright, so I don't have to worry about anything with this game. Belaran can be summoned to attack enemies. Hold RT or RT and press. Yeah. The eagle icon, the eagle icon shown when RT is held again when he's available. Is he available right now? Ah, you have to. Alright, the user interface is kind of like. There we go. Alright, now it's complete. Okay, perfect. Like that. Pretty well done. A nice caveat there. Perfect. Alright, and it has a cooldown and you have to use it. You have to use it strategically. Alright, perfect. Enough. Perfect. This is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, but well, I wanted to cover just the first part of it, and well, I never thought that the first town would consume so much time. But well, yes, I need to go because I also have to do some things. But don't worry. On Tuesday, we will return. We'll return. We'll continue playing this right where we left it. But well, I am happy. And then on Thursday, we'll continue with Dawn of the Dead. Remember, we have that pending from over at London 2038. But yes, I'm pretty happy that I could tell you the story of Snowblind Studios today. We covered the whole story of Snowblind Studios and the first town and everything. I never expected the first town to be so long. I actually wanted to showcase a bit more of it, but well, more or less you had an idea of what the game has to offer. I'm sure in the next one, in the next session, in the next session of gameplay, we will we will fight many more enemies because we'll start right from the action. But well, it was a needed intro for the series, so you have a comprehensive idea of what the game has to offer, how it was developed, what's the story of the studio, and everything. So it was my pleasure sharing this stormy day of, in my case, it's a stormy day because outside there's a huge storm. This stormy day of the Lord of the Rings War in the North. Sorry if the sound wasn't perfectly balanced. I will look at this first stream and then balance it accordingly. I will balance it accordingly. But well, pretty much that was the idea. We covered all of the dialogue sections. I was surprised by that last part in which Aragorn actually disappeared from Bree. But amazing, amazing, amazing. So far, I'm remembering the game and I'm loving it. So great. We also need to look to see to stay on our toes in case any Windows 10 crash happens. So far, it hasn't happened to me. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise so far. Then we need to see the chapter 3 and 6 problems that it can crash. But yeah, so far it hasn't crashed, so amazing. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure sharing this stormy day of the Lord of the Rings War of the War in the North with all of you. We'll continue on Tuesday, and on Thursday we will continue with Dawn of the Dead over at London 2038, and then like that. On Tuesdays, this game, and on Thursdays, uh, London 2038. Eventually, when we complete London 2038, when we explore everything the game has to offer, we'll continue with the twin stick shooter special showcase, the reversed engineered showcase. But well, we have the mobile reversed engineered showcase and MMORPG and everything, so get ready because we have a lot of things to explore. But well, the main analysis for now will be this game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure. See you all next time.